Come on, sis. Stay in solidarity with us as we talk to some real people today. If you need help with reconnecting with real life, telling your story, or have lost a loved one, then yes, you should follow our Instagram page at PS Consulting Firm. I am your host, Truly Portia, and I am here to give hope and generational wealth to the misguided people.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Hope and generational wealth. The hope of generational wealth. She doing all of that. So our mission is to educate and empower Black women with tools to elevate through sisterhood and self-care. I'm your host, Stacey J. And a little bit about me. I'm a mentor with a passion for helping young Black women discover their own light.
It sounds better every single time. Like
every time it gets a little better.
Exactly. Girl, yes. So the topic today, we want to talk about the importance of self-care and what you do for self-care. Wow. The timeliness of this topic, right? We're in this season where, typically it can cause you like kind of reflect on some of the things that you shouldn't be thinking about, right? It's getting colder, weather is changing. So how do you practice self-care and why is it so important for you, Stacey?
So some of the ways that I practice self-care, one thing I like to do is moisturize. Anybody who knows me knows that I love lotions, I love glosses, I love chapsticks, and so like for real, you will never see me ashy or with dry lips. And if you ever do, please know that something is very, very wrong.
Oh my gosh. Moisturize, honey. I didn't even know to start there. Like moisturize. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what?
Listen, I love it. Like I just lotions and creams. Oh my goodness, Portia.
Where were you in my childhood? I need some help.
It is so serious, like for real. And then another thing that I do for self-care, we talked about this before. I listen to books on Audible. I know there's other like services that you can use, but I use Audible and I love that because that helps me to disconnect from the world, like losing myself in a good book. I love being able to do that. Like when there's so much imagery and the author has taken time to describe a scene or describe a character, man. Another thing I do is watch movies by myself. Like after my husband and Josiah go to bed, I will go downstairs and just watch a movie. I just like being by myself sometimes, just having that quiet time to myself. Another thing that I'm trying to get into, and we talked about this previously, is seeing exercise as self-care, seeing eating right as self-care. Because one thing I love is some sweets. Like, oh my gosh, that is my weakness. Sweets are my weakness. I hate working out. I despise it, but I'm trying to change the way that I think and the way that I see it as like, okay, you are taking care of yourself in this moment. This is a few minutes that you're using for yourself to be stronger, be better, be healthier.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Another thing for real that a lot of people don't necessarily talk about concerning self-care is removing certain people from your life. Like I've had to do that over the last year or two. Like I had to dead some relationships because I was so tired of a certain relationship. And I was like, this is just draining. It's exhausting. And ever since I've limited access that person can have to me, I feel so much better.
Wow. And it's amazing to hear you say, like limiting access, right? You got so tired of the relationship or whatever it was, and you just needed to cut it off. Self-care for me definitely means that I'm somewhere in my own space, like by myself. Now that has been a challenge here lately with everything like I'm pursuing right now. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak at all. Like you have to really be focused and understand what you're signing up for. And
Right.
I wouldn't discourage anybody from getting into it, but like just make sure that you have a solid support team. And if you haven't tried therapy yet, of course, I'm not a mental health counselor or anything like that, but I would encourage you to go ahead and get one first. Talk to a therapist first before you just jump out there, because it's a lot of things you really want to just address. And I think that's part of self-care too. Like,
Portia, oh my gosh, I've never thought about that. That is excellent advice. And before you jump out into a new career or into entrepreneurship, seek therapy and counseling. That's good.
Yes.
Especially entrepreneurship. Girl, you're
Well,
right.
even I like the way you said that too, though, a career change, right? Because you really have to, you need to ask yourself, you probably have, like, I know you don't like the job, right? So you're looking to a different industry, but what led you to even walking down that path from the get-go? Was that even your dream, or were you living somebody else's dream the whole time because that's what you were told to do? So that could be something that you've been hiding within yourself, or you didn't even realize that that's what was happening to you, right? So yeah, I definitely believe self-care means that you're going to seek counseling and having those therapy sessions. And self-care too, for me, I definitely love music. I can't sing or anything like that, but dancing is like such a passion of mine. So anything that I can dance to, and I love all types of music, like rock, jazz, country. I'm all over it. I love it. If I can vibe to it, like I'm cool with it. So y'all gonna see me on TikTok too. So catch me there. All right. But anyway, but with self-care, kind of like piggybacking off of what you said too, like with deading certain relationships, right? Leave dead people in dead situations where they are, but also
graveyard, leave them in the cemetery.
Listen, but I also found it important for me to, before I closed it outright, I needed to make sure they understood why, like what was happening, like being clear, like, look, this is what it is. That's it. Don't contact me. Like, I'm not avoiding you or anything like that. I want to let you know to your face, like, well, even if it's not face to face, like you can hear it from me directly. This is it.
That's Portia. That's really, really good, because the last relationship that I had today, I did do that. But like when I was in my 20s, I was just like, I don't care. I don't care about this person anymore. I don't care about this relationship no more. And I just stopped talking, just stopped answering calls. And I don't think that was right, because it left both of us without a sense of closure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that's real good that you do that. I do it now, but back then I was like, forget this crap.
Yeah, I'm just gonna block you, delete you. Like, well, not every like situation or relationship requires you to like explain or like have that closure to me, right? Like, if you leave a job or something, like, you don't have to explain yourself to the people. Like, all right, this is my last day. Go. Okay, my last day. Where's your 2 weeks now? Look, this is my last day. Y'all take care. Go. But it's certain relationships and times where you'll realize that it's more important for you to make sure that they understand what's going on, because you don't want it to be a misunderstanding or them to have this idea that there's still hope or room for them to come back around, whether it's on a different social media platform through somebody else. Just letting them know. But of course, just be mindful of what type of relationship it is. You don't want to put yourself in harm's way. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be in person, face to face. But just making sure you close it out with a strong period, like put a period on that thing. Period.
That's true. I like that. Put a period on that thing.
Like, you are blocked because blah, blah, blah. Period. Bye. And just keep it moving. Like, life is too short. And all you have is you. Like, you come into this world alone. You got God and just your naked self. And you're going to leave this world alone. So Take care of yourself.
That's so true. That's so true.
Take, take care of yourself. And please, I had to tell myself this, fix yourself up. I'm not saying I go out here every day like with my hair slayed and stuff, but like,
wait a minute. The way you just said that.
sis, come on. Like, I love you, but look, you don't have to look like what you're going through. Come on.
Oh, yes.
Even if you don't have the money, if you ain't got the money, honey, call me because we can work something. I got gel, edge control. I do have a couple ponytails or something. We can do some, a bun, something.
You know what? Get off this call right now.
No, because but I had to have this conversation with myself, y'all, for real. Like,
yes.
I was allowing like life to kind of like weigh me down. And again, a lot of this stuff that I'm pursuing, I wasn't expecting it to come with all of this like so much.
Yeah.
But Stacey, you probably say the quote better than I do, but what they said, to whom much is given, much is required, something like that.
You said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So see, I told y'all, like, I'm on the spectrum. Like, I'm on the crazy side, but I'm trying to go to the praise side. So work with me throughout this. Okay. So, but yeah, just really making sure that I at least put myself together, even if that means like, you know, I put on some clean pants and a clean t-shirt, and you don't have to like waste a lot of clothes, especially if you don't go anywhere throughout the week. Like me, I don't really run around during the week. So just keep it simple. But I do have my days like, you know, where I just chill around in a nice t-shirt, my robe, but I can do that. My kids are in school, stuff like that. I don't have to be anywhere. And
we talked about the beauty in simplicity though. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to pull yourself together.
No. But Stacey, you like you told me, you got to get the quality stuff. Please don't be out here.
But here's the thing. A lot of people associate quality with expense, with being expensive, but it's not. Like people not going to believe me when I say this, but I'm going to tell y'all my truth. I have a small foot. I wear a size 5 shoe, right? So a lot of times I couldn't find, like years ago, I couldn't find shoes, but certain places, which would be Payless or Nordstrom. Those were the 2 places that I would go. What? 2 total ends of the spectrum, right? However, the shoes that I have bought from Payless have I've worn them way more because they were more comfortable and they've lasted.
Shout out to Payless, y'all. We're gonna holler at y'all too about a sponsorship. So y'all check y'all email. All right.
And they've lasted longer than the shoes that I've bought from Nordstrom. Like, I've literally pulled shoes out of the box from Nordstrom, and I ain't gonna say the brand, but the sole was falling off. This has happened several times. But the shoes that I have from Payless, oh no, them shoes was tried and true. So it's not about stuff being expensive. It's just about the quality.
Can you put some, when you take your pictures, make sure you tag Payless and let us know what shoes you got, because your shoe game is crazy. Listen, y'all, this is Miss Birkenbag, okay? She's top tier, okay? So she just told me something that just blew my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, she stopped at Payless. Like, yes. Oh, I knew she was down to earth, but like, I know.
And when they had closed down all their stores, like now they're starting to open a few more stores and they got their online presence back up. But when they had closed, girl, I was hurt. And even when I had went to the orthodontist like a couple weeks ago, I wore some flip-flops in there. They were like slides. And the lady was like, oh my God, where do you get those shoes? I said the kids section in Payless before they close.
Oh my gosh. But your shoes be dope. Like your whole fashion game, like your wardrobe. You need to do like a YouTube on Stacey's wardrobe or something. Stacey's closet. But that's coming soon too, y'all. Y'all stay tuned. Okay.
I don't know, because I'm in the middle of decluttering. Like, I'm giving so much stuff to Goodwill. Like, I just want to get rid of so much stuff. The backseat of the car and the trunk of my car is full. It's full between my stuff and Josiah's stuff. I just want to give it away. Just giving it away. I just got too much stuff. I don't
But
want it
that's
anymore.
good though. That's good. Like you said, keeping it simple. And that's part of self-care too. Decluttering.
Oh my gosh. I love throwing stuff away.
Oh, Chad.
That's another part of my self-care. And Alan, my husband, will tell you, I love throwing stuff away. If it does not have a place or is in my way, it can just go in the trash can. If I need it later,
Exactly. Girl, yes. Like keeping it simple has been like my thing, especially since the pandemic, right? Because it showed me a couple of things. Of course, first and foremost, like you have to take care of you, especially if you have to take care of other people. Your job requires you to tend to customers in person. That's still a service that's requiring you to be physically present. Even if you're not physically present with customers working in person, you're doing it from home. That still requires you mentally. Oh my gosh, mentally, it requires you to be present. That's still a lot, right? So just making sure you take care of yourself, but also during the pandemic, it showed me too, like what I really should put my value in. Now, since my first apartment, I've never had a lot of furniture in my house. I'm not a fan of it. So like dressers and things like that, while they are important, my kids have never had like a overwhelming amount of like clothes and stuff like that. Cause I mean, they're kids. They're going to play and they get it dirty. I'm not out here splurging on my kids. I'm not the one. Shout out to y'all who do that. My kids don't. I'm not. Yes, their shoes are like branded and stuff like that, but that's not a big thing for me either.
Listen, they're taken care of. Their clothes fit and they clean.
Exactly. And my kids love it. Okay, got friends, manners, that smart. That's all that matters.
There you go.
But if you ever come to my home, right, when I get this dream house, it's coming next year. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna have a housewarming. I'll let y'all know when it's going down. 2022, we coming. Okay. So don't expect a lot of furniture. I mean this wholeheartedly. And please don't suggest anything when you come to my house. Like even in my living room right now, I don't want a lot of furniture that I don't. In my house right now, my living room, we don't have a TV in the living room. We have a projector. There's no need for me to get a TV because the projector, for one, I think it's 180 inches or whatever, I think, on the wall right here. But if I were to take it outside, right, it can get bigger than that. But we have the Roku on there or the Fire Stick, one of them. So we have access to everything we need. It works just fine. It does what it needs to do, just like a TV. And I don't have to lift. It ain't got no heavy lifting. It don't take all that. We don't need all that. Exactly. And at one point, and I'm in my 20s, but I still remember the simplicity of like the TV shows, the big homes back then, right? The living room was for like living, if that makes it, like you enjoy each other's space there. And I'm kind of like old school at heart. Like I really want that in my home. So like when you see my home, it probably won't be a TV there. Because I want the family to sit down and talk, right? Yeah. Put down these devices, turn the TV off. We'll probably have a movie room, an entertainment room where a TV will be put in there. But in the living room, I would actually care less for the TV. Because again, talking, I think too, right? Sitting down, just talking to people. That's part of self-care too, because you're listening to other people, their feelings, their thoughts, right? But then you're also able to share and release yourself. And it doesn't always have to be like a heated conversation. Just being able to say, hey, how was your day? And really listen to them and not be distracted by like the TV and stuff. I don't know. That's my self-care thing.
Oh, that's good. When we sit down for dinner, just me, Alan, and Josiah, we don't have the TV on. And Josiah wants to watch. He said, Dan Tiger. Dan Tiger. No, Josiah, it's dinner time. It's family time. So I want him to just understand the importance of family and time to just disconnect from the outside world and just be here for each other. So that is very important.
Absolutely. But self-care in itself, That's definitely something we want our sisters to really just, if you're going to focus on anything right now at this time, right, that the year is almost over. Everybody has been through a lot. For some of you, you've been through enough, right? So
Right.
take care of yourself. Really focus on self-care and watch how things shift for you in a better direction. Start
Absolutely.
there. You're going to start anywhere.
Yep.
Start with self-care if you're going to start anywhere. I'll say that one more time. Start with self-care if you're going to start anywhere.
That's so true. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So yourself. So we appreciate you ladies so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. We love you. Y'all are
We
our
love
sisters.
you.
And until next time, y'all take care.